Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Monday, February 1st. We are starting a new unit between the two world wars, and this is going to be the driving question of the entire unit. In the time period after World War One, all the nations in the world faced tremendous challenges, especially those that were heavily engaged in combat. And we'll be focusing mostly on Germany, Austria-Hungary, the Central Powers, and England, France, and the United States. Russia will cover later on, as well as other powers. So you need to kind of understand or try to understand what should a country do after it faces such a calamity. This war had been unprecedented in the amount of damage that it caused, how it changed the whole world. In some parts of the world, independence was gained, which had never had independence, and colonial rule ended. In other areas of the world, colonial rule still went on, with particularly within the United Kingdom and French colonial possessions in countries that had been seriously hurt. Even though they won the war, it was a war that was so costly it hardly was a win at all. So what should a nation do when it faces these types of crises? An economic crisis, a crisis of the morale of the nation, the economy being in shambles. How important would it be if you were a leader of a country to create a sense of pride in national identity, to promise to gain new territory for the country so the country can expand? Build up the military, even though horrible war has been fought, so you're ready for the next war, because wars will come. Have the government take over economic planning rather than individuals, so the nation can go in a certain direction. What does that mean as far as liberty? Protect individual rights while all this is going on. As an example, if you're taking over economic planning, or if you're building up the military, what impact does that have on individual rights? Preserving order. Every one of the countries involved in World War I went under tremendous social changes, and this caused quite a bit of conflict. There was a lot of anger after World War I, but there also was a spirit of freedom and celebration and a new lease on life now that this horrible war had been over, and it created disorder. Provide education. Provide a social safety net so people who are less fortunate can have a say in things. And the idea of overthrow old traditions, things that in the past and may not apply anymore, and modernize the country. Try some new things. Change again society. Use changes in technology, and use changes in the values that the people have, or that elements of the country have. All of these were challenges that faced the leadership of the nations after World War I. Some of them did very well with balancing these changes, and they were successful. Others did not maybe do so well, and the outcome became one where the state was in control of everything. What would you do? Try to balance out your perspectives. You will see this question at the beginning and at the end of this unit. So I want you to have that in mind, and there is a brief assignment listed in Google Classroom about this assignment. So that's all. Have a great day.